friends, MD Vegan. Today is my gentle juice fasting day. I do that once a week and it's a great fun. Meanwhile, I'm looking forward to it already because it's a day of free time in the kitchen. I don't need to cook. Yeah, prepare food, just making juices, that's very easy. Just one tool, the juicer, and then you prepare a little bit, some veggies, some greens, some fruit, lemons you need sometimes, a ginger, the basic thing I need, carrots, beets, cucumbers, yeah, there you go. And you can make wonderful fasting days. One day is enough because that is a gentle, it's easy, shouldn't be a stress for the mind, for the body, because fasting can be a little stress because when you have less calories, that's basically fasting, less calories, less energy, the body begins to have another metabolism, a different metabolism. Usually we burn sugar, to say it easy. The cells of the body, most of them, they burn on sugar. They have burned sugar and that's get their energy. So everything has to be broken down into sugar, glucose. That's our fuel, mainly. But on a fasting day, the cells change their metabolism and they begin to burn ketones. Ketones are very simple building blocks. And the body produces them in a state when you do not have enough energy that you need. Then it is more economic to burn ketones. And when you burn the ketones, it's very economic, and the body also cleanses. It burns things that it doesn't need anymore. So that's a very good thing. And it has been known, fasting has been a practice all over in every culture, all through history. And it has not been normal that we eat 3 times a day, all our life, for most of our time on planet Earth. Most of the time people had food for some time and then no food for some time. So they need to eat more and then they had no food, like a fasting, because they had no food. That we have a modern culture, society, where we have food all the time. That is something only very recent. So most of the people, fortunately now. But the fasting is a good practice and I like it because for many reasons. Cleansing, then time off, also then I feel more sensitive. I can think about myself better and find out what's not needed anymore. Did I forget something that was on my mind all the time and it's still there and I didn't think about it and it's still a burden on me? Just get rid of all that. And that happens if I do it all the time, every week, one day, and then for years and years and years. And meanwhile, it's so easy to me because all that remains is the creativity in the end. Once you're pretty much cleansed, of course their body is has layers like an onion, You take off one onion layer, then the next, and the next, and it can take forever, decades. It's an ongoing story, of course, of cleansing and self-reflections and digging deeper and coming to your true self and these kind of things. What the yogis tell, of course. But at a certain point, as the detox and this heavy work is going less and less. Sometime it becomes easier. And that's the thing that you want to have, because then life is so much more fun if it's always easier. Sometimes, okay, I have some obstacles, I face some issues, that I have to be a little bit more focused at that moment. But basically it's getting more and more easy. And now I have this wonderful juice, I prepared for. I got some carrots, I got some apples, I got some mint. I want to make a carrot juice with a mint flavor. And carrot juices here, these are my carrots today. It's a bunch, maybe it's 2 pounds, I don't know, it's a lot of carrots here. It's a nice carrot juice. I combine that, for example, with apples. That's a classical carrot juice. Carrots and apples, you don't need that many apples usually. Very small amount of apples is needed, if at all, to make a carrot juice delicious. Carrots can also be delicious by themselves. Sometimes carrots are a little bit bitter. They're a little bit older, a little bit bigger. They can turn a little bit bitter. It's a little bit. Apple removes these obstacles. You have a delicious carrot juice. You can do the same with oranges. I have 3 oranges here. Carrot orange juice is also classic to begin with. That is even better known in many other countries too. Carrot apple juice, carrot orange juice. It's very easy and delicious. Yeah, it's a little bit sweeter. I do both together today, apples and oranges for my carrot juice, because I have something special in my mind. I want to add something green to that juice that is new. I did already in another recipe before. I added mint. Yeah, this is a bunch of mint. Yeah, here with the stems. Yeah. It's a really amazing spice. It's a summer spice. I would say the classical summer spice. It gives the name to a whole bunch of a family, mint family it's called. It's many herbs from the Mediterranean mainly, has been cultivated for thousands of years, literally, and each of these herbs has their own benefits. Oregano, thyme, I don't know, lavender maybe. There are so many. Mint, of course, basil. There are many in the mint family, and mint is the one that is cooling. Basil is the one that wakes you up. And so we go, there are many different, and they have been well known, well studied. They are very good and very strong and powerful. And herbs and spices are our second healthiest food category. So greens are the healthiest, dark leafy greens especially, and then herbs and spices. So I always try to add some herbs and spices to my food. Also a juice, it's wonderful. Well, the carrot juice is delicious and super healthy, cleansing, refreshing, easy to make. And the herbs, they add a little twist, some special flavor and a cooling effect, perfect for summer. And another herb today is celery. And I'm not sure yet, that is really not too much because it is usually I add 1 or 2 sticks, stalks of the celery. But this one has a large green leaves on top. Sometimes the celery has only a small part of leaves, and then you have 1 or 2 sticks. And that's a perfect amount for the juice because the celery is a very strong seasoning for many dishes. So I take 2 stalks usually and have a nice, earth tone. It makes it a little bit rounder, the flavor stronger. It's a nice seasoning. But this time I have 2 stalks, and a huge amount of greens. So maybe I have to take a little bit less. I will see to that later when I'm juicing, how much of the celery I can take. It can't be too much easily. Celery has a very strong flavor, wouldn't overdo it, but it is very healthy too, of course. So that's why, because I have 2 strong greens, mint and celery, to add to my carrot juice, that's why I choose both oranges and apples, and a large amount, to make my carrot juice delicious. So these are the main ingredients, and then I will add a lemon and a nice piece of ginger, to give it a little bit more a boost. These 2 here, this pairing especially, is a booster for many recipes. Oftentimes I can enhance the flavors of the others, and also the effects, the benefits, can enhance that with lemon and ginger together. So maybe I need some peel to it. I have a little bit of a lemon peel I saved. I could use that too. It's also a nice enhancer, gives it more the lemon flavor. The lemon itself is more the sour flavor, the peel is the lemon flavor and the most benefits. But it has a very strong flavor, even stronger than celery. I wouldn't overdo the peel, so I have to be careful. I'll try. So I begin now the juicing. It's my creative part of my fasting day, and the longer I fast, the more years, the more the creativity gets the main part, and less cleansing plays a role. But in the beginning, I would suggest if you begin fasting, it might be a little bit of a challenge, and that's why I would always suggest begin with a very easy method of fasting, like the Gentle Juicefasting, just 1 day a week, but be consistent if you want to have my advice. I tried many way of fasting. I tried fasting for many days with only water, all kinds of things that they teach in the yoga schools. You know, I've been doing yoga for some time. Tried everything, and it was successful, but only to a certain point. At a certain point, it gets too hard, and then I had to stop and fall back. And you know, even if you're very tough and very disciplined, as I was, yeah, at a certain point, with too much, yeah, you get to a limit, and then you have to go back. With this method, the gentle juice fasting from Yoga, from the flow, yeah, where the flow is the main principle, yeah, to be non-violent, compassionate. With that principle, there is no limit. I can go and go and go. There are some obstacles, some resistance, but it's more or less easy to overcome. And there's never been a point with this flow in Tree Yoga, yeah, where the flow comes from into yoga world, the Tree Yoga. There's never been a point where I say, okay, that is something I cannot go on. I have to go back. I have to cut down. No, there's always continuous growth. And that's the nice thing. That's what convinced me of practicing yoga in the first place. Because before I practiced yoga, decades ago, I was an extreme. I always wanted to have extreme experience. Up, down, up, down. But with yoga I understood, yeah, that's what I always felt. Basically, it's better you go gentle, moderate, steady raise, yeah, in my life quality. But True Yoga, with the flow as a basic principle, is really even more balanced. Yeah? That is the perfect balanced yoga style. Yeah? So check it out. Yeah? But the flow anyway, and the principle of gentleness and compassion, yeah? Non-violence, that is basically the main principle. And now I'll try this recipe, and I'll come back in a moment when the juice is done, and then I taste it, and then I'll tell you a little bit how it tastes, how much celery I took, how much lemon peel, and so on. See you in a moment. My juice is ready, and in between, while I was juicing, I tasted a little bit because I wanted to know how much celery, how much lemon peel, and I thought, but when I drank it, I thought, wow, what a flavor. I was completely surprised. So the celery and the mint, two very strong flavors, they balance in each other to a wonderful new, really nice flavor. So gentle and strong at the same time. Really, I was so surprised, together with the orange and apple and everything, and carrot and lemon and ginger, really nice. And I used everything, all the celery, all the lemon peel, and I didn't taste it then, only in between. Now the juice is ready. I have 1 liter plus a little bit. There's a little bit more, so it's a good amount of juice. That is, by the way, 1 meal on a fasting day. I also have meals on a fasting day. I drink a lot of juice for 1 meal, very slowly, sip by sip, because on a fasting day, when I don't eat, the intestines have a pause. Yeah, the gut doesn't work. Yeah, the bacteria here have a rest, have a break. Take a break. Yeah. That means no digestion is taking place. Now, that's very good, like a long sleep. Over a day and another one, half day, over the night, you know. And so that's when I drink the juice, it goes direct into the bloodstream. So there's no digestion. The fiber, what is not digestible, that what has to be digested and worked in the intestine, or cleanses the intestine usually. And very important. That's what here is. That's the fiber. Yeah, that's mainly the fiber from the produce. That is out of the juice. It does not. That doesn't take place any digestion. So the juice goes direct to the bloodstream. I mean the nutrients, the sugar. And if I drink it too fast, yeah, that can be a little bit a problem. Yeah, sugar spikes, they call it. Too much sugar in the blood too fast, goes up too much, and then we have an insulin problem. There, the metabolism and can be a little bit deranged. You can feel dizzy, or more. That is not so good. So important when you fast and don't eat. There are many ways of fasting, but this kind of fasting, you don't eat and you just drink without the fiber. Then you should drink it slowly. Very important. Water, I can drink a lot of water, of course. But when the juices are there, these delicious juices, these little, the party time of the fasting day, these things are delicious and vibrant and give me a lot of energy, keep me going, makes fasting a delight. They have to drink it slowly. That's important, to get it all right. So I'll try that now. I want to see what it tastes in the end, where everything is in it. Let's see. The color is nice. It's a color, carrot juice by itself, with oranges or apples, would be bright orange. This is an orange juice, a carrot juice. It is broken. It's not a bright color. It's broken with green, from the greens. But I would say it's a beautiful color. I think it's nice, like a brownish a little bit, but green brownish, orange brownish. It's nice. It's not unpleasant. Sometimes a color, I don't like a color, I don't like a juice. But this color, it's okay. No, I think it's okay. Let's taste it now. It's runny too. It's not too thick, not too thin. So it's nice. I will show you in a moment when it runs into the glass. But first I have to try the flavor. That's most important. Oh yeah. That's nice. I can taste the parts. I can taste the celery, the mint. It's a little bit much celery. It's a little bit much, I would say, in the first moment, but I guess it's okay. I have to drink the whole juice to understand and to really feel it. Sometimes I begin to drink a juice or something else, any dish, and then the first time I think, wow, or and then, yes, or no, I can't do it again. So, I guess it's a nice juice, maybe a little bit of too much celery in the first moment. I have to see if it goes, how it happens when I drink more of it. But here I show you the juice. I think it's a wonderful juice. Yeah, it's a wonderful combination. The color you see, it's a nice color, I would say. It's a light brown, orange green, if that exists, and of course a very strong, powerful, energizing beverage. So one thing, maybe if you have a juicer, I wanted to tell you that was because when you juice greens, especially celery, it's very strong for the juicer. Also mint. Celery is even strong because they have very long and hard fiber celery. These long fibers, they are characteristic for celery. That also makes it super healthy if you eat it as celery stalk. But the juicer has some problems with these greens. Some juicers are easier with the greens, some not so easy, especially the fast juices. The fast juices, they don't do so nicely with greens. But these masticating, the slow juicing, you can put in greens there easily. But anyway, what I always do is I put some greens in and some apples or carrots. They are easy to juice. With a long fiber, I cut the long fibers into slow pieces too. For example, celery is a long fiber. If I cut the celery stalks in small pieces, then the fiber cannot make a band around the inside of the juicer and block it or so. And you have to open the juicer, cleanse everything, and then begin new. So you can save that time if you just cut the celery stalk into short pieces to break the fiber down. And also always juicing an apple or a carrot, so orange, and then a piece of celery, and then the apple again. And so if you juice all the celery at the same time, then you can also run into a problem that juicer gets a little bit more difficult for the juicer. So that's the thing I want to tell you. always depends what kind of juicer you have. So with these fast juicers, they go fast and easy. The greens are not so easy with that. So you want to have, when you put greens in your juice, I recommend such a juicer here. Yeah, it's better. And if you have these fast juicers, you might try the trick with the and cut the greens into very small pieces. That might work, but a lot of greens in these fast juicers just go through the juicer without being juiced. They end up here, and then you don't have the greens. What you can also do with juicing, you can blend everything in a blender, and then you filter everything. That you can also do. Yeah, it's also a way of juicing. Yeah. Many ways to juice, and it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend to try, give it a try. I would always recommend now 1 day a week and gentle juice fasting in the flow. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my videos, subscribe and Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And there is one page where I post all my juice recipes on Facebook. It's called Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. Yeah, there's a lot to that. Yeah. But Tree Yoga basically is the yoga style that I practice now. Tree Yoga, triple yoga, because there is the flow comes from Tree Yoga, from Kali Ray, from Yogini Kaliji, 1980. She had this experiences, and it's going on every day since then. But the flow came to her, and she channels all these, or manifests all these yoga flows, all these wonderful practices, hand gestures, the mudras, and flows, and pranayama, pranavidya practices. So everything is there, and well, that's the name of Tree Yoga, is the name also in the name of our fasting page, Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. And you can also go there and have a look, and maybe join or whatever. Then you can learn a little bit more about Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. The Gentle Juice Fasting is basically the same. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon.